too long ago.
Hey everyone,
Oh,
welcome to another edition of the Mack Brothers podcast. This one, as you can see, is being done remotely over the application known as Zoom. Unfortunately, I went out for a walk the other day and I accidentally wound up in the North Pole. Um, I have the Northern Lights. I'm at the Northern Lights. I erected a cell tower and I brought my laptop with me too because I wanted to do some remote computing when I went for my walk. That was only supposed to be around the block. So that's why we're doing it remotely. John, how are you doing? It's really cold up here and I'm only wearing a hoodie.
it's a different time. It's a big time difference. I was actually sleeping. It's actually Tuesday as we're recording this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you're completely wrong about that. It's the time shouldn't be different because I didn't change my watch. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the watch changed you.
Is that why all the natives told me that I was living in the past and I need to move on?
You know what I was thinking?
No.
Um, First of all, how are the Aurora Borealis?
Um, the Northern Lights, also known as the Aurora Borealis. Um, less impressive in person. Can't say that I'm excited to be here. I didn't want to be here. This wasn't my goal to end up here. I also don't know how I got here in 6 hours. Um, I went out for lunch today at work and took a walk, and now I'm in northern Canada. I'm not having a great time. Can somebody please come pick me up?
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like Hungry Heart by Springsteen, you know?
I have a fun fact for you. When you're in a remote wilderness setting, I didn't know this, so I just learned this today. When you're really far in a remote area, cut off from civilization, it's really, really hard to get an Uber. I tried to get an Uber back home. I tried to even use the Uber scooter. That didn't work.
They have Uber
So
scooters.
yeah, but that's mainly in San Francisco. When I got lost in San Francisco, I took a scooter back to Connecticut, and then I took a train that back down to Pennsylvania. Um, there's no scooter option up here. They don't do that.
You know, it's a lovely song.
What?
San Francisco by Foxygen.
They don't listen to Foxygen up here. Can you tell the natives? Tell me what that is so I can tell the natives.
Well, Foxygen is a rock-ish band that has a couple really good songs, and San Francisco is one of them.
They don't know what rock music is up here. To them, they thought rock music was when you get rocks and you hit them together to as percussion or anything to do with like hitting percussion with rock. The concept of rock music doesn't exist.
You know what song they might like? Koala Bear by Paul McCartney.
Yeah, they also
Wait a
they
minute.
don't
No,
like
it'd be
China.
Polar Bear.
They don't like koala bears either up here because it's an ancient legend that koalas will kill you in your sleep. By the
I'll
way,
tell
I
you,
also think I'm in Canada. I might also be in northern Siberia.
did they also have the Aurora Borealis?
Um, I don't know what that is.
The skylights?
Um, they might. I don't know where I'm at. That's the problem.
I think that the oh, all right. So
Oh, wait a minute, John. You took down
what?
all the stuff. It disappeared.
Yeah, I we said it during
Oof.
the last podcast. It's the last year I see them boys.
Yeah, all we have left is our free spirit stencil outline thingy.
Yes. Which
Hey, did you know that our good friends of the Mack Brothers podcast, Scoopski. Did you know they're putting out a new single today?
They put it out today?
Well, at nine, I think 9 o'clock it goes. They're premiering it.
Get the fuck out of here. Give me a minute.
Yeah, I retweeted it from us, and I shared their tweet, and I said go listen to their new single and go check out the podcast we did with them, because the podcast we did with him was great. So everyone go check out Scoopski's new single. If you're in bed by 9, check out the single tomorrow then. But check it out.
Hold on, hold on. I'm trying to find them. I keep typing the name in wrong, and then I seen something.
So they're premiering on YouTube first. Just go to our tweets.
Mind your fucking business. Guess what? Their Instagram hasn't posted nothing about it. Hold up.
Yeah, it's on the Twitter.
Oh, never mind. I was looking at their.
It's on the Twitter machine.
Let me just go on the Twitter machine. Oh, speaking of Twitter machine, you know what I was looking at today?
What were you looking at?
That Stephanie McMahon of the World Wrestling Entertainment stepped down as CEO because Vince McMahon, her father, took over power, took back his power, and now they might, it's not a definite, but they might sell to the Saudi Arabia company.
So fun fact about Saudi Arabia and how they're able to buy all, because they started their own golf. They put billions and billions and billions of dollars into this golf company, Live Golf.
Yeah.
It's a stratagem from them to basically increase their country's visibility on a global stage. And also there's nothing to do in Saudi Arabia. They had horse racing there. That was like their national. That was it. So like for their citizens, they kind of needed something. So this is kind of what they're doing. But it's a big story. It's a very, I don't know if anyone who's listening to our podcast ever saw the show Succession, but
Yeah.
it's very, very, very like Murdoch family, Fox News, Murdoch family, News Corp, them.
Well, that's
And
why
then the McMahons. It's like it's like a mirror.
that's why it's so exciting, because it's so real. It's like real life fucking HBO show where like you know, there's like there's so many like different moving parts involved, and like there's so many, from like a low level to like the employees not being happy with it, to the highest level of like their co-CEO step down potentially because she's upset, and the other potential reason is because the Saudi Arabia company wouldn't allow a woman to be a CEO.
Mm-hmm.
And the father of the CEO, who's also the owner of the company, the number one shareholder, he doesn't care that his daughter would be a second class citizen to a Saudi Arabia company. He wants his money.
Or all of his performers, because when they went over there, if you ever look up some of the women's matches, they don't wear their normal attire that they normally wear. They have to wear like full head to toe bodysuits. And on the first Saudi shows, they even had to wear headpieces, I think.
Mm.
Now imagine that. And then they have a person on the roster, Sami Zayn, who is very much against the Saudi Arabian government. Because, well, if anyone doesn't know, the Saudi Arabia is a shithole country where they I'm going to make a declaration right. Saudi Arabia is banned from
Their
the
government.
their government, not the actual landmass, not the land they're on, but the Saudi Arabian government is banned from our podcast.
Yeah.
So they were Prince, whatever the fuck, was trying to get on, and I actually had to say no. We don't like people that throw, because they like what they do to gay people and women is just like, I don't even understand how it can exist in our modern society.
Yeah, it's really backwards.
Yeah, it's actually dystopian.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is,
But money, John.
It would be like a lot of money though. I
Think about it
wouldn't.
that way.
Well, it's just the thing. So I read that because it's a privately shared company or it's a publicly shared company that they legally have to do what's best for the shareholders. So even if just say Fox, said we'll give you
Put a
seven
bid in.
billion for WWE, we'll give you 7 billion, and the Saudis gave them 10 billion, they'd have to take the $10 billion deal.
And the Saudis. So the difference between a business and a government like Saudi Arabia is the Saudi Arabian government's basically just funneling all their oil money into what they're calling like the trust, like the Saudi trust, basically, and they could just do whatever they want with the money. So
Yeah,
it's not like a company like Fox or another Comcast or a bidder, and those are obviously huge American corporations, but it's not like a big bidder in the sense where they can just, they have those obligations. They don't have an obligation to anyone. Their obligation is to just further their interests as a country. So if they view acquiring WWE as to further their goals as a country, they're going to throw more money at it than we can, or at like not we, but like any sort of multinational corporation. They're
that's
literally just using oil
crazy.
money to buy it. That's what they did with the golf thing. Now, on a certain level, the chaotic disruption of large entertainment companies and people that are super rich is enjoyable to me. I enjoy the chaos.
Yeah, I'm
But in
not.
the other sense, I don't like the fact that a foreign government like Saudi Arabia, not that there's anything wrong with the fact that they're a foreign government, but a government the way their government is can just buy one of our people might not like wrestling, but it is one of the largest entertainment companies in the United States.
Yeah,
It's a multi-billion-dollar large staple of American entertainment. Professional wrestling has been a staple of American entertainment for a long time. And to Saudis just be like, "Oh, here's all the money, boom, buy it." It's like the globalization of entertainment is insane.
yeah.
John, I don't know if you're privy to something that was going on, but I think there's been some drama swirling. To change the topic a little bit,
What happened now?
someone we love, maybe we have to make it a past tense because some shit just came out the past few days that
Is it
I
Matt
wasn't aware of when it first came out. Who?
Matt Schultz from the KG Elephant?
No, 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 no. That wouldn't. I don't know what the weapon charges that were brought against him were, but that wouldn't. Just somebody having weapon, like unless
He was
Matt
fucked
Schultz.
up. No, no, no. This was a little weird. So Matt Schultz, the lead
What
singer
was
of
it?
KG Elephant, he was fucked up. He had a couple different guns in like a bag, and he
Hmm.
pulled one out in a bathroom, and then he was arrested. And in the bag there was like handwritten notes that were saying like I will defend myself if I feel threatened and shit like that.
Sounds like he needs help.
Well, I mean, he has a history of being fucked up, but I think he was just like drinking, and he's just a weird dude.
It's a very dangerous combo. Well, I hope Matt Schultz can whatever issues he's going through can take care of that before something bad happens to him or someone else.
Yeah.
Um, our one of the people that we very much enjoy, Andrew Callahan, has had multiple sexual assault allegations brought against him.
No fucking way.
Yeah, I was devastated because, as you know, and as everyone that has listened to anything I've had to say recently knows, I love his work. I love his documentaries,
Yeah.
and now I think he has to move into the category. Obviously, they're allegations. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty, but it doesn't look good. There's a lot of women that are coming out, and a lot of the stories they're not like crazy exaggerated stories. You know what I mean? Like he tied me up in the basement, and a lot of them are like, he would just get women drunk and just wouldn't take no for an answer. You know what I mean? kind of that thing. And it's
Oh shit, man.
like
Fuck.
pestering. It's like pestering someone and making them uncomfortable enough until they give you consent. It's forced consent, basically. Just kind of forcing himself on these women. And a lot of there's a decent amount of them that came out, but I was very upset about it.
I feel like someone I know
Um,
just got in trouble, like that happened. That I'm shot. Like I'm
I
shot.
know I'm so disappointed.
Oh,
Um, but I think
what a curly headed fucking bitch.
I know I was so upset.
How
I
dare he
was so
do this
upset
to
about
me?
it
This fucking asshole.
because here's why I'm upset about it, and then you might have similar feelings. You have all these fucking alpha bro jerk offs that are floating around like Andrew Tate that are all pieces of shit. And then you see someone like Andrew Callahan who you think's a good guy. Like, oh, cool, a good guy doing good things, doing cool journalism, cool pop journalism, cool. Somebody for us that's cutting through this fucking crazy information overload that we're constantly facing. And then this shit comes out. You're like, him too? Like, does it have to be everyone? Can't there just be one good fucking guy out there that's like that comes onto the scene? It doesn't have to be a fucking creep.
Now, conspiracy theory. He's been on a tear ripping NPR, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. He's been ripping a lot of mainstream MSNBC.
Yeah,
He's been ripping a lot of people's. He's been like coming for the jugular on a lot of them,
he has been.
and he has slowly been taking over what journalism used to be, and he was kind of reinventing it. Is there a little bit in your brain that's thinking that some of this might be a conspiracy theory against
So
him?
the conspiracy nut did pop into my mind, but some of the women that came out have come out before, like before his documentary. Like there were women that were coming out when he was doing All Gas No Breaks before Channel 5,
Okay.
and what they were saying just didn't get any traction. So
Yeah.
it wasn't. It's like these allegations came out now, and the main two that came out, one of them was actually his girlfriend before.
Oh, jeez.
So it wasn't like some just random woman. A lot of the cases it was women that he would meet in bars that were fans of his that would come on to him but didn't want to have sex with him. They just thought he was cool as shit. So he would get drunk and he would like this one girl, he was like, hey, like I need a place to stay. Can I stay at your house? So they went there and they stayed, kind of forced into some sexual shit, and then he just wouldn't leave. She's like, I'm uncomfortable. I don't want you to stay here anymore. He's like, well, I don't have anywhere to go. And he's like pressuring her to like let me stay. But yeah, some of these women's allegations were out before and now they're just kind of resurfacing. Like some as far back as 2020.
These guys put really a bad name in alcohol. These pieces of shit guys.
These guys give a bad name to, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, what did I say?
These guys put a bad name on alcohol. Are you drunk?
On alcohol.
You
No,
just you just you skid
I'm
down. What?
like I'm weirdly exhausted, and I'm like 2.5 weeks in on keto. I think my blood sugar is a little low. Um,
Mm,
but you know who doesn't put a bad name on alcohol?
I don't know, John. Who doesn't?
League Island Brewing Club, the sponsor of today's podcast.
The club.
The club. Now, these guys, if you like independent businesses, you like startup businesses, you like family owned businesses, and you like great deals, and of course, you
And
like
you like clubs.
delicious beer, then you have to go to the link in our description, become a member of League Island Brewing Club. It's some of the best beer I've ever drank, and it's consistent. It's consistently getting better. By the way, they come out with new flavors that surprise you. You could taste notes. When people, Matthew, they say they taste notes of like
I taste the peach
tobacco,
note.
and there's like a tobacco note. Like you can actually, and I don't believe in that kind of stuff for the most part, but you can really taste the time. You could taste the shit that they say that you could taste in it, and it's really something. They changed my palate on beer, and you should join their club because I'm a member, and joining their club is basically like joining the Mack Mafia. So, League Island Brewing Club, hit them up. Link in the description. Matthew, back to the podcast. What were you saying about Andrew Callahan being a crumb?
Yeah, moral of the story is the shit came out, and it's looking like he's a crumb. He did a lot of crummy shit, and I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know if
he's beating his ass.
I don't know if what he did blocks a path to redemption for him, but some of the shit seems pretty bad, and it's hard to want to support somebody's platform after they've done some nasty shit like
Yeah,
that.
I'm so sick about it. I really am.
I canceled my Channel 5 subscription on his Patreon. I canceled it.
Well, the good news is I've never paid for it.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad that I sent him money, but I also don't feel bad because it's like
Well, you didn't
I
know.
don't fucking know. Yeah,
I don't.
I don't read the future. Not anymore.
I
Not since
never
I
paid
got
for it.
lost here in
I never paid
Siberia.
for it because I'm cheap.
Yeah,
You know what? I ain't cheap. This is the thing.
you are cheap.
I ain't
Yeah,
cheap, but I can wait for the public release of the video.
this guy.
I don't need it
There's
behind the
John.
scenes.
There's Patreon exclusives, buddy.
Yeah, give me what I'm supposed to see.
I believe in supporting creators you like on Patreon and all the other independent platforms, unlike John, because John's also a piece of shit. But him being a piece of shit doesn't affect other people nearly as much as other people. He's not a criminal piece of shit.
No, just a normal.
He's just a pig in a blanket.
Matthew, sometimes I think about you and your hair, and I wonder, um, why don't you get a fucking haircut?
You know why, John? Because now that I'm up in Siberia, it stopped me from dying like 6 times. Okay.
That's true.
Yeah. So you don't even want to tell people the worst part about this. The only reason you're bringing up my hair is because you're insecure about yours because you can't grow it past the point that it's grown now. That's the maximum length that your hair will grow genetically. So save it, buddy. I got all the hair and you don't. Wait till people find out that you're wearing a toupee.
This would be a really bad
This
toupee.
would be the worst toupee ever. This is all real. That's right. Instagram's, speaking of reels, Instagram's getting a new home page next month, and it's probably going to ruin the app forever.
Why?
It's not going to ruin the app forever. I don't know. You know what I like?
The app's fucking ruined anyway. Fuck Instagram.
You know what I like?
I don't. Let me talk about Instagram.
The floor is yours.
As someone who used to frequent Instagram quite a bit, still does, I don't see fucking half the people we follow anymore. It's like all suggested pages. It's all fucking. I mean, I'm watching fucking. I never had one iota of interest in watching the show Wednesday, right? And you go on the like for you with the the magnifying glass like or searching glass button.
Do you see her dancing?
Yeah, you click on it. She's like they're showing the dance. They're showing the what's the fat dad's name?
But they're showing the dance.
Shut up for a minute. I'm ranting. They're showing all this shit, and then they're showing shout out to Scoopski, Steve and Nancy, their hit single from 2022. But they're showing like Stranger Things interactions with the guys and the girls from the cast, like not in the show, like weird like romantic moments that they've had in interviews. And this is all on our For You page. I what the fuck? Who's looking at this?
And the worst part about it is when they show the scene of her dancing, it's not even to the song in the show. It's to that fucking garbage ass remix that went viral on TikTok.
What, the Gaga one?
It's
I know. Well, you know what
not a
though?
bad song.
The real song's good.
Yeah, but fuck Instagram. What I'm saying is there's a reason all this is happening. And my job as a person is to understand the world.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're still on your
My Hemingway. I'm still in my Hemingway phase. I don't know. It may never end.
your
At the rate
Hem
I'm going, I am lost underneath the Aurora Borealis. So the Hemingway step one, get lost in the woods. Um, the reason is TikTok. That's the reason. Everyone wants to be a TikTok clone now because TikTok is blowing Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, every other social media website out of the fucking park because the retention on their app is absolutely insane. Every teenager uses TikTok. None of them use Instagram anymore. None of them go on Twitter. None of them go on Facebook. They
Yeah.
only use TikTok. So everyone's trying to change their algorithm to basically be TikTok. The problem with TikTok is it's the Chinese are spying on us with it. That's the problem with TikTok.
Yeah.
But
Well, also
that's the reason.
I I rarely go on TikTok. When I do, it's like they're like we see. It's funny political videos and like some Tim and Eric stuff. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
stuff you share, like some weird, like you know,
my TikTok's popping.
yeah. And the Mack Brothers TikTok is popping, but that's because it's all shit that we like. I don't know. Never in my whole time was I looking at Stranger Things season 3 interviews. Like, what the fuck
You're
is going
so full
on?
of shit. You're
Yeah,
so
you're
full of
right.
shit. I saw your browsing history, Steve,
Yeah,
and it wasn't just because of Scoopski.
you're
You were
right.
looking up Steve and Nancy tribute videos and fan fiction all night last night, and I
Fanfic.
know for a fact. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The first web page opened up at 11 p.m. and you didn't stop reading Steve and Nancy fan fiction until 4 a.m., John. So let's be real here.
Well, his hair is gorgeous.
I
He has
know. So why are you
gorgeous blonde.
trashing mine? My hair looks just as shitty as his
You ain't no
in the
Steve.
right light.
You got no Steve
I'm not
hair.
saying I'm not saying I'm Steve. I have way nicer eyes than he does, and he knows it. He DM'd me about it. He slid into my DMs about my eyes. He said, "You're so dreamy,"
Well,
and then he
strange
sent me a
things
box
have
of
happened.
chocolates for you. Oh, that was a good one,
All right, to
John.
pivot.
John, now that you're all fired up. A shout out to our friends, fired up. Now that you're all fired up, give me your thoughts on give me your thoughts on other social media platforms. What do you think about Snapchat?
I got rid of it. Funny story about Snapchat. A mutual friend, Drank Taylor, he he said to me the other day, he goes, he showed me something on his somebody showed me something, and I was like, oh wow, look at that. And then he goes, I sent that to you on Snapchat like a week ago. And I said, Frank, I haven't had a Snapchat since 2018. And he went, oh, I didn't know. I said, Frank, did you just think I was ignoring you for 4 years? And he went, oh, I don't know. I didn't look. And I was like, why? What? So Frank drank. He thought that I was just ignoring him on one platform.
Oh
I just
my God.
refused to look at Frank's posts.
You know,
I feel like Snapchat is just it's just something that I never got into, and I don't think I ever would if I was back in time. I don't think I would. I just don't care about it.
Yeah, Snapchat's kind of a waste.
The worst thing is like you'd send funny shit. You'd send like like me and Nicholas Lippery would send like party videos and shit. Like he'd be at like a college party or something, and then I would send him like some funny shit that me and like whoever I was with were doing. But then it disappears forever. And it's like the only
Yeah,
reason it disappears forever is because people are doing like naughty time on it. And I don't need that. I don't need that for that. So I just
yeah.
fucking what the fuck am I gonna what am I doing that for?
If
I'm
anybody knows anything, I'm sorry.
if I'm gonna send fun things to my friends, I'm just gonna send it through messages so they can actually keep it and we can reminisce.
If anybody knows anything about the Mack brothers, is that we live by two rules. One, we don't. The normal saying is kiss and tell. We don't kiss. Um, that's it. Number two, we don't use Snapchat for anything naughty. We don't use anything for anything naughty. We're good boys.
Good old country boys.
Yes, good old country boys. John, I had another discovery today. Way out of left field. Has absolutely nothing to do with anything we've been talking about. So it was a good day, and them changes those two songs. You know how they're sampled, like the drums
Yeah.
are sampled, and
Mhm.
so "Footsteps in the Dark" is the song that they're all sampled from the Isley Brothers. And what I learned was them changes and "It Was a Good Day" are both better songs than "Footsteps in the Dark."
I agree. I don't know Footsteps in the Dark, but today was a good day and change is they're both good enough to where I totally believe it.
Do you ever become a different person for a few minutes just because you know you can? It's
I've
real easy to do.
person a lot when I've blacked out and I just kind of become like a little monster for a couple hours till I fall asleep.
I mean, I was not going to take it that way, but okay. That's another way to become a different person. I like to listen to songs like "Riders on the Storm" and just drive around and just go, I think I'm going to be pensive for a while. I think I'm going to be lounge. I'm going to enter my Ernest Hemingway phase, and I'm going to drive around and I'm going to judge society as if I'm not a part of it.
So I did the complete opposite. So
Okay.
so now that I'm eating really healthy, on my lunches I don't have too much to do. So the other
Yeah.
day I got gas even though I didn't need it. And then I drove around the lakes a couple times and
Yeah.
I listened to really like happy like indie pop music like Whitney. Did you ever hear Whitney? Couple they're like weird like California guys.
No, I'm going to add it right now on my
No, it's
Spotify.
a guy. It's a band of men, but they're
I just said
called
it. I
they
said
are
it.
uh but they have a song called I forget what it's called on my own or something like that. And it's just this really cool. It's almost Mac
Is that
DeMarco-y.
them?
Yeah. So I was listening to that, and I was just so happy. I felt so good because I didn't have any carbs in my system. I had nothing weighing me down, and I was just driving around the lakes with no cares, and I felt fucking so free. It was so nice, and
That's good.
it was nice out. Like I felt really good.
I like to take a stroll and listen to happy music also. I do that. So I thought about something. It's
Is this
something we've talked about before. This is kind of a hot take. I don't know. I don't know if we've ever talked about it on the podcast, but we might have. Jim Morrison's so overrated, and the Doors are so
overrated?
overrated.
Oh
They're
my
so
God.
overrated.
You know, we posted something on Instagram about there was this band that they ain't gonna see it. I'm not gonna say their names, but they ain't gonna see it. That posted something, and I showed it to Matt. Well, first I showed it to myself, and I was like, "Ugh, we get it." And then I showed it to Matthew, and then I said to Matthew, "This is Jim Borison of the Board."
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because the song was fucking boring. The people are boring. Just no, there's nothing behind anything they're doing. And I showed it, but then now that Matthew just said that, I'm thinking to myself, Jim Morrison really is kind of Jim Borison.
He was generally he's one of those guys I'd be like, and
Yeah,
that
we
would be
get
the
your
question I
hands,
have for him.
get the fuck off the stage.
Like
He had
at
a
what
really good
point
voice too, but he didn't. I felt like he underutilized it.
I don't like I get annoyed. I still like he's still obviously an artist. I don't like artists who are into themselves as artists so much that they become pretentious versions of themselves. And even if that's not actually the truth about him, that's how I feel about him. And I feel like pretentious people are really into the Doors, and like they're like, yeah, did you read Jim Morrison's book of poetry? He was such a poet.
You
And
know,
it's like, John, it's like you write better poems, you write and delete better poems than Jim Morrison published.
yeah, I agree with that. I think like I think a lot of abstract art and thinking is just nonsense as well. Like an abstract, like I can make an abstract painting now, and if the right person thinks it's interesting, then I'm a millionaire.
Yes. Oh, the art market's fucking is so full of shit.
Yeah, it's
High
silly.
art is so fucking silly. You know what's banned from the Mack Brothers podcast?
High art.
Art, the person who runs the art dealership, Sotheby's.
Oh, Saxby's? Is it Saxby's?
No, they make coffee. They're fine.
Uh,
We're not banning coffee shops unless they for some reason they need to be banned. Soths. Yep, I found it. There we go. These fucks. Sotheby's. They're
Bam!
they're they're banned.
The
They're
fuck out
banned.
of here, Saxby's.
They're banned because don't tell me that a blue picture is worth $100 million. It's not.
No.
It's not. What
All right.
value does it bring?
None.
I know we have a minute left, but I need to get this off my chest. Okay? The Doors are overrated, but they're not banned from the podcast because people are strange and still fucking they still have some excellent songs.
They got some really good songs, but I mean,
They got some great songs. But those art fucks, they're banned.
you
High
know what
art
I'm not listening to? The End by The Doors.
This is the end
12-minute song to get to nowhere. Shut up.
of our podcast. The end.
Yes.
Go support League Island Brewing Club.
The End.
The end. And go follow and like and subscribe to us.
Oh, Scoopski. Scoopski has a new song premiering an hour. Like as soon as you're done watching this podcast on YouTube, thank you. Follow Scoopski and listen to their new song.
Also, Mac Brothers Artist of the Week, Chingy. Mac Brothers Song of the Week,
I'm
Holiday
kind of
Inn.
dressed like them right now.
You are. I'm of Chingy Mark this week. Go listen to